What's up, guys? It's your boy Dubboi Youngin. I'm back for another video. So today we're gonna do what if Hinata and Naruto were a Prodigy couple. So let's get into it. So this is part one of the series. Hope you guys enjoy it, and let's begin. So this story takes off, of course, at 5 years old when Naruto first met Hinata in the woods after being bullied by some boys about her eyes. Now in this timeline, however, when the boys go to try to beat up Naruto for defending Hinata, Kurama's chakra leak out due to him honestly hating her getting bullied because he had been bullied for an entire year at this point because of the Nine Tails being revealed and that he was, of course, a Nine Tails. Of course, that situation with Danzo. And so because of this, he knows what it's like to get bullied. So Kurama would feel Naruto's pain and anger and use that against him, or try to at least, to push him his chakra into Naruto, making him grow whiskers, the red eyes slit, and other fox-like features. And the bloodlust alone was enough to make the boys cower in fear because they were little kids. And they run away. Hinata didn't see any of this because she was face down on the ground, but Naruto reverted back to his normal state once he got control of himself, due to the boys now being gone. And so because of this, Hinata hugs Naruto tightly and thanks him. And she wondered how he managed to not get those boys away after getting beaten by them, because she seen that much at least, before she faced down to the ground, because she didn't want to see the rest of Naruto getting beat up, of course. So because of this, Naruto don't really say much. He just hugs her back and he says, you're welcome, and I hope that you're okay. And then so Naruto decides, to cheer up, he's gonna take her to a river and they're gonna fish. And so Naruto will fish, and he actually catch two fishes and he'll cook them. And after cooking them, they each eat. And so while eating, Hinata will talk to Naruto, explain, and talk about, herself, her life, and why she's so upset, why she's feel like a loner, yada yada, that type of stuff, And Naruto would tell her about himself and how he pretty much has been hating for a year for no reason, and that he doesn't know his family, and that he's pretty much an orphan. And so this causes so much pain with Hinata that he has to deal with this at such a young age. All these adults hating on a kid, it's ridiculous. And it's sad that a 5-year-old can realize that, but it is what it is. So anywho, while they were talking, Hinata's bodyguard was listening the whole time. And while listening, he honestly feels bad for Naruto, because he honestly thought Naruto was a bad guy because, of the Nine Tails. But once he got to know Naruto through talking to Lady Hinata, it made him realize that maybe this Naruto kid isn't a bad guy after all, and that the village is honestly mistreating him for literally no reason, for something he can't control. Because he knows that Naruto's Nine Tails insured because he is a close advisor to Hiashi, who is a council member, so he would have told him already, since that's basically his right-hand man. And so he would kind of feel upset that Naruto has to go through all this, and the Hokage is just letting it happen. But we'll see a change with that coming soon, but you'll see what that change is. Yeah, so Naruto offers to spar with Hinata. And so for some reason, Hinata, she actually accepts. I guess it's because of her love for Naruto at that moment, and they had a bonding experience which caused her to be more confident within herself. So they both spar, and the spar is pretty much one-sided because Naruto doesn't really know how to fight, and Hinata is a Hyuga who has some decent experience in fighting at this point, so she would best Naruto with her Jugen stance, or as much knowledge of Jugen stance as she knows, and it gives her the easy dub over Naruto. So Hinata 1-0. So Naruto says, I have to get you back someday and win. Well, Hinata says, well, we both train together, maybe you get strong enough to beat me again. Well, beat me. And then Naruto says, well, I can take you up on an offer, and we can start training immediately. And so Hinata was smiling, Naruto was smiling, and they'll hug. And as they hug, the bodyguard will come out with a little tear in his eye, and he'll tell Lady Hinata that it's time to go. She has to go back to the Hyuga compound. And so the bodyguard would actually question why she was out here, and then Naruto would tell her what he saw, and she'll tell what she went through. And then the bodyguard would thank Naruto for at least keeping her company and make sure she's safe, like a gentleman should with a woman that's out alone. And so the bodyguard would smile and tell Naruto to be safe, and he goes on about his business. So the next day after all that happened, the bodyguard went to Hiruzen, and he tore Hiruzen a new one. He never told Hiashi about it. He went straight to Hiruzen, and he tore Hiruzen a new one because hearing Naruto's story, he decided to go speak up for Naruto. So Naruto can't do it himself because he doesn't know his own emotions like that, and he's a little kid. And so speaking for Naruto, Hiruzen actually begins to somewhat cry And another something characteristic of heroism when you think about it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody told you what type of effed up person you were. To some extent, you will feel kind of bad because you know all the tragedies and the nonsense you have done in your life. It'll make you feel that way too, though. So pretty much, here's to actually feel bad because he had no idea that Naruto was going through even half of that stuff, and he feels like he shouldn't have let Danzo get away with any of that. And so Hiruzen said he's only one week to make this right, and then the council member said, "What's that?" It's to kill Danzo. But he can't do it himself because, well, he could, but he had to do it in a way to where the council members or the advisors wouldn't know. And the bodyguard says, well, why not just kill those guys too? Because if you kill those two along with Danzo, then you won't have nobody opposing against your rule. And so he's saying, well, you're right. And so he said, since you came with the idea, you do it. And so the bodyguard's like, what? Why me? He said, well, you spoke on Naruto's behalf, didn't you? And you are the one that wants Naruto's life to be better, right? He said, yes. So you speak up for Naruto, that means you will fight for Naruto, right? He says, well, yes. So the Hyuga bodyguard or the Hyuga advisor to, Hinata would take on this task. Now, of course, with that being said, here's to say you're allowed to tell Hiyashi all about it if you please. And then the bodyguard says, I will. And so the bodyguard will leave, go to the Hyuga compound, and explain everything that he saw that night and what Hiruzen had wanted him to do. So Hiyashi says what he should do is, since that's the Hokage, and he should respect the Hokage's wishes. And he would just tell him to do it swiftly. And so, pretty much with that being said, one night while Danzo was like distracted because he had been keeping the intel on Danzo, he manages to catch Danzo off guard with his Byakugan, and he's able to shut down Danzo's chakra points everywhere. So Danzo cannot use any of his chakra, not even a Sharingan in his arm if he were to have had it at that point when Naruto and it was round 5. So because of this, Danzo is pretty much useless. So with this being said, Danzo is easily killed by the Hyuga guard. Because this guard is actually strong as heck. He's like one of the top level, Hyuga members in terms of fighting. He's a main family member, so he's very powerful in his own right. So he would go on to kill and destroy Danzo. Then the same night he would kill the other two elders. And, they end up covering up by saying Danzo and the elders out of old age. Or whatever the excuse they come up with, say they sick or something. So with that being said, the village would mourn their deaths. Not really a lot of people. Nobody really like Danzo or the elders like that anyway. So with their deaths, here's in to actually, appoint the village to respect Naruto. And if they do, or if they don't respect him, or they speak of him being the Nine Tails, here's gonna have an ombuds around them and tell them that he would not hesitate to give him the death penalty. So because of this, everybody in the village is forced to respect Naruto. Some people still hate him begrudgingly, but he doesn't care. As long as people stop bothering him, that's all he really cares about. Because he has a family in his own eyes, which is Hinata and her people. So with that being said, I feel like that, that would make Naruto's life a little better, but he would still have some, horrible to look. Like I said, some people still wouldn't like him. So yeah. So anywho, Hiyashi would meet Naruto and actually want to personally oversee their training because he's interested as to why Hinata all of a sudden wanted to train, and he would find out through the bodyguard that it was Naruto that's inspiring her. So he would want Naruto around a lot more. So he'll invite him to even stay in the Hyuga compound. But Naruto says no thanks, but he'll just visit to train if that's okay with him. And then Hiyashi says okay, but it's always open here. And so Naruto is taken in basically by the Hyugas pretty much. And so Naruto, at first, the Hyugas wouldn't really like him that much, but over the 3 years to he's 8 years old with Hinata, they'll start to grow to like Naruto because his personality is bright, he's got a bright future ahead, and he's very intelligent, and he's pretty much a prodigy like his father, Minato, Hiyashi thought. And I'm pretty sure in this time period, Hiyashi would have went ahead and just told Naruto who his father really was, which was Minato Namikaze, the 4th Hokage, and his mother Kushina Uzumaki, and that the beast inside him is the Nine Tails. He would tell him all this because he felt like that since Naruto's a prodigy, he has great intellect, he will understand the situation. And so understanding the situation, Naruto would just agree and just be fine with it. I mean, he grew up all this time with his parents, so this would make it any different knowing the knowledge of him. But he is happy at least he knows his father became Hokage, so he aspires even more to become a Hokage someday. And so Hiyashi will smile and they continue training. So for the next 3 years, Hiyashi will oversee with the bodyguard their training, Naruto and Hinata. So Naruto and Hinata get so strong. I would say their strength around 8 years old is, I would say 2 times stronger than their tuning level selves. So they would be far stronger than pretty much everybody in the rookie 9. So yeah, you gonna see going forward pretty much is what I mean. So with that being said, Naruto, wait, never mind. I'm gonna scratch that. We're gonna say they're as strong as their counterparts from the beginning of shipping them when Naruto first came into the village. We'll say that. Yeah, they're that strong. So they already ahead of everybody by a lot. So with that being said, going to 8 years, 8 years old themselves, their 8 year old selves. Sorry, I can't talk. Yeah, they'll go to the academy, and they'll both be at the top of their class because along with training, he actually have Naruto reading them books and studying because you know the Hyugas they don't play that. They give you that strict life, so you're not slacking off. And so eventually, Hiyashi and Naruto's relationship actually grow more into like a father-in-law-ish, son-in-law-ish type beat. So, you know, they get accustomed to each other pretty much. And this pretty much makes Neji a lot more jealous of Naruto because he thought that he actually gonna pay him more attention. But nope, he pays Naruto more attention because Naruto is technically stronger than Neji, so this makes Neji want to train harder. But will it make the results any different? Probably not, because this is Naruto and he has what if. So, probably won't. Anywho, with that being said, what did they learn? Well, Naruto, he mastered his chakra, and he's now able to use not only his own chakra, but Kurama's chakra as well. And in that time period, he also had a conversation with Kurama after learning how to get into his own mindscape. And he would pretty much convince Kurama to work with him instead of against him because they both need to coexist in the same body if they both want to live. And so, of course, Kurama will agree and work with him, which will allow them both to let him use Kurama's chakra. So he can use the up to the second tails. And when he gets to the third tails, he'll go berserk. So he can use 2 tails at this point at 8 years old, which is insane for a 8-year-old Naruto. But keep in mind, he's a prodigy, so it wouldn't really be far-fetched for a prodigy to learn to use the hell. Itachi, when he unlocked his Sharingan at the age of 8, 9, so he was right around Naruto's age in this what if when he unlocked his 2-tone Sharingan, so it's not really that unbelievable for him to unlock a 2-tail state when you think about it. And so with that being said, he unlocked that along with actually getting the scroll of sealing because in this time 9 years and will allow Naruto to use it to at least learn 2 jutsu out of it. So he will learn the multi-shadow clone just like the original because he feel like that's useful for his big chakra pool, and he will also learn one other ability. What's that ability? I'm gonna keep it to myself, but just know it's a very famous one that a lot of people like to use, especially in this game we're playing right now on the screen. And so anyways, but he also, outside of the secret ability, he also learned the Gale Palm, which is actually a cool ability because he learns his nature infinity as well, so he learns wind style, which gives him the wind style Gale Palm. And I feel like he will master his chakra to where he can use chakra in his hands and feet, Kurama's chakra, kind of like how Sakura does, so a lot better because he has Kurama's chakra, which is a lot stronger than that chakra that Tsunade gave to Sakura pretty much. So yeah, that's cool. And along with Hinata's training, she actually gets, you know, her Byakugan awakening to its fullest extent. She masters her Byakugan as well as mastering her chakra, and she masters the Jugen stance, and even is able to unlock the air palm technique, which is a technique that not even freaking Neji knows. And she begins to work on rotation, so she can get the rotation as well. And she also you know masters the 8 trigram 64 poems technique. But at this point, she only can do to 32 poems, not the full 64. So she has to keep working on it until she gets to that point. But she mastered it to 32, so that's a good thing. And she also mastered her nature infinity. I don't remember what her nature infinity was. I think it was lightning. I believe fire, lightning. I think it's fire and lightning. Her 2 nature infinities. Well, I'm just saying this. What if her nature infinity is in fact lightning? We'll just say that because I ain't got time to remember that. So anywho, with that being said, she'll learn lightning jutsu. And she'll pretty much implement lightning chakra and power to future jutsus. And I'm gonna come up with a unique jutsu that's never been done before in the show. I don't think. So you'll like it pretty much. Whew! I thought that burp. Oh, there you go. Anyways, they go to the academy. They both top in their class in academics and all the other good stuff. And so they'll have their shuriken throwing, you know, test. And both Naruto and Hinata will do well because Naruto's perception is pretty good since his sensory is heightened being an Uzumaki. So his perception with his sensory is go hand in hand. So he can pretty much throw shuriken with his eyes closed and he can hit bullseyes, which is cool because his sensory is so high. And as Hinata, her Byakugan is so pure and so mastered to the point where she can literally use her Byakugan to like sling those things, those kunais to the bullseye every time too. So both her and Naruto hit bullseyes on all their targets, and they both are pretty much neck and neck for Rookie of the Year. And so with that being said, they both pretty much do very well in school. And this does make a rivalry out of one Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno, who are the two kids that hate on Naruto and Hinata because they're a powerful duo. And so with that being said, the fight finally happens. Because they all have sparring matches, and so the match they have, the first is Hinata versus Sakura. Yeah. So Hinata versus Sakura happened. So Hinata and Sakura take their stance, and they both begin their fight. And so Sakura, she's not really good at hand-to-hand combat because she only had brains in the first part of OG Naruto, so she never really had hands like that. So this would be a one-sided stomp from Hinata, because Hinata would completely wash her in Taijutsu. And she would even use her 8 trigrams. She used her 32 palms instead of 64, so because she didn't want to shut down all of Sakura's strike points. She just wanted to shut down enough to where she couldn't really move her body that much. But she managed to shut down all the strike points in her legs, allowing her to fall down and not be able to stand up. And she would win easily after kicking outside of bounds in her ribs, which would probably hurt a lot if it was any of us that got kicked by it. And so Sakura loses terribly, and then just laughs at her because she lost badly. But at the same time, she kind of hates Hinata doing it to her best friend. Sakura had that love-hate relationship in OG Naruto, which never made sense, but I guess that's what besties are. I guess I don't know. And so finally, we have Naruto versus Sasuke. Now, will this go the same? Heck no, it's not. It is a one-sided stomp, just like Sakura and Hinata's fight was. Because keep in mind, Sasuke is not any different. He's the same. Naruto is very different. He's mastered his chakra. He can use it to the two-tail state. He's friends with Kurama now, so when he takes that seal off and open that cage up, he's going to be able to use a lot of chakra at a young age. Keep in mind, he also learned Taijutsu from the best Taijutsu users in the world. Hyugas are the best. Outside of Lee and Might God, the Hyugas are the best at Taijutsu. So obviously Taijutsu is amazing. And as well as learning jutsu like the air palm, the multi-shadow clone jutsu. Not the air palm, he has the gale palm, sorry. And he knows his nature infinity, all types of stuff that Naruto shouldn't have known at that age. So obviously it's a one-sided stomp. So let's get into that fight a little bit. So Naruto and Sasuke begin. They both actually start off neck and neck in Taijutsu, because Naruto was holding back to see how strong Sasuke was. But after seeing Sasuke, after realizing that he's not that strong, Naruto would just say F it and just literally just pull out the Zero Tails cloak. And then the crowd is shocked because they cannot believe Naruto is withstanding the Nine Tails chakra and is using it. And they all think he's about to destroy the village, but then Naruto is showing them that he's completely calm. And so with this, Iruka is even shocked out of all the kids because he cannot believe that Naruto can use the power of the Nine Tails and be completely under control, completely be fine using it. And with that being said, Naruto would easily go on to blitz Sasuke and pretty much give him 100 punches, a 100-piece combo with extra sides, and pretty much ring him out abound, into the fence. And he'll pick Sasuke up, and Sasuke would be wincing in pain, but Naruto would use some of his chakra to heal Sasuke, so he wouldn't really be injured no more. And I feel like if Naruto can be healed by Kurama's chakra, other people he gives his chakra to can be healed as well, so I'm gonna just say he has the healing ability, and he can do it briefly, but not too much. So he heals Sasuke just enough for him to be able to stand and not be in too much pain, but he'll still feel some of the pain somewhat. And so Sasuke would thank him for that, and then him and Naruto would talk, and he'll tell Naruto that he's very strong, and he'll definitely have to train to keep up with him, because at this point Sasuke's not emo yet. So anyway, Naruto and Sasuke, they pretty much hit it off, and then Sakura would talk to Hinata, and they said she pretty much is inspired by Hinata's, will to be a strong Kunui. She pretty much takes up after that too. So now Sasuke and Sakura has a goal to chase, which is to surpass their rival. So they all shake hands and class ends. And at this point, we'll get into the 5-year time skip, but we'll say that for the next video. So if you guys liked it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.